Then I saw all of the crowd of the people, children, men. This was the most terrifying thing out of all of this event for me. To see how many people celebrating evil.
It's terrible. It's the worst, cruelest thing that anybody can go through, being underneath the ground for a year with no oxygen and feeling that you're going to die because they just are going to kill you by not taking care of any of your needs. We were treated all the time in such a brutal way. They starved us and ate in front of us. They didn't give us water while they drank. One of the times Keith begged them for so many times, and then I said to Keith, can you beg just once more? Just once more. And he took the bottle and held the bottle and hold it until he brought us water. And then when he did bring us the water, he brought the bottle and threw it at us. The conditions were the worst conditions that you can think about. I just thought that I'm going to die, that Keith's going to die. What will happen if Keith will be in the bathroom and I'll die? Or what will happen if the ceiling falls on us? And if they shoot us? Or if they're going to starve us again?
So I pick my dog and I run to the safe room, that is our bathroom. I wake up Matan. I shout to him, I'm like, wake up, there is a lot of alarms, there is not regular. Talk to your mom and your sister, because also in Mofaking there is alarms. A few minutes later, we start listening shootings, many voices in Arabic, and I still saw that in the group of the kibbutz, they tell that they're in our house, our house, our house. So I was in the seat holding the dog, so he makes no noises. And Matan was holding the door so they can open it, but they started shooting, so they opened the door, but Matan threw it, all the things that he found, close again. After he showed me, open the window, see there is nothing, and jump, I go after you. Slowly, I hear the terrorist. Someone in charge of him pulled me from the hair again and take me to the motorcycle. Terrorists in front of me, other terrorists behind me. They hit me so hard that they broke my hips. And they put me like a blanket in the nylon blanket on the head so I can see nothing. All the way they kick me, they touch me. In that moment, I didn't know what is going to happen to me. Am I going to be raped? Am I going to be kidnapped? Am I going to be killing?
And I want to tell you that the hostages, they have been there for a year. I was there for 51 days, and I know exactly what they're going through.
Your husband Keith's still there now, still suffering.
He's lying on a filthy, dirty mattress, just like a rug, with no human rights. We weren't allowed to move. I wasn't even allowed to cry. And just think about it, when they in such a brutal way tortured my husband that I've been married to for 45 years, I wanted to scream and cry, and I wasn't allowed to cry or scream. I just had to keep myself quiet. When I looked at the girl that came back and she was shaking.
She was taken to the next room?
She was taken to the next room. I got up and gave her a hug because I felt like her mother. And while I did that, I got screamed at. And after a couple of hours, she told us, he touched me. And you know, just a couple of days ago, I just remembered how brave she was after that happened, because if somebody would do that to me, I would scream at him, I would try and kill him. But she continued to smile to him, to show him that everything's okay, because he threatened her, that if she'll ever tell anybody, then he's going to kill her.
They wake me up with the perfume and the nose, kick me on the face and throw me water, and they pull me from the hair again so I can wake up from the floor, and they threw me the skirt and the hijab, and they took me in a car with a lot of terrorists and make me away from the next stop. We threw to the street of Fenione. They told me, welcome to Gaza, to your new life. Yeah. In that apartment when I arrived, that's one that they stay wearing me that told me that I'm beautiful, that I'm going to stay in Gaza, also in this deal. I'm not going to go out, that he and me are going to marry it and bring children.
So they told you were going to get married and have children. So they're threatening to rape you.
Yeah.
Keith told the girls not to tell me everything because I'm very sensitive. And the girls did not stop talking about their periods. And I'm just so scared to think about them falling pregnant. And I do know that they are now underneath the ground and just waiting to be the next one to be raped, or to be touched, or to be starved, or to be hidden or beaten up into pieces. Because that's exactly what happened while I was there for the 51 days.
To sleep on the floor with a blanket like this. There are a lot of insects and dirt in all the house. Water like a half of liter. I lost 11 kilo in 55 days. And then the terrorist in front turned around to us and told us in Hebrew, you are not going to home, we are taking you to the tunnels.
You must have been so weak.
I'm weak, I have no shoes, so all my feet were with blood. I can't breathe because there is no oxygen.
And then you come to a house and there's somebody at the bottom of the ground smiling and happy while you're shaking, and you have to go down. You just have to go down. I shaked with the ladder going down, and they took Keith and I underneath the ground, 40 meters underneath the ground. And going down, we could feel that there was no oxygen. We arrived to a little arch that's open, small, the three of us, Keith and I and somebody else. And we just tried to figure out if we're going to live or not. We had to lie down on the mattress on the floor, and one of the times Keith said that he feels that he cannot breathe, and he was like this. And you know, it's hard to explain in words what the meaning means by trying to figure out if there's going to be oxygen for you or if you're going to live. But it's the worst feeling in earth for me to look at Keith, that he can hardly breathe, and think, maybe Keith will die in front of my eyes.
My cell phone rings and they say, Miriam, Ilan is on the list. So I said, please repeat it. Miriam, Ilan is on the list. So we
only believe that I go now when I see the red
The Red Cross.
the Red Cross.
And what was that feeling when you saw the Red Cross?
The feeling was that my body is safely, but my soul is going to stay in the tunnels.
The worst thing for me there was when they tortured Keith and the girls. And I wanted to scream, but I couldn't. I had to keep quiet. We weren't allowed to feel. I had to hide myself crying. I had to put my hand on my eyes, just like this, and lie down on the mattress, on the floor, because we weren't allowed to feel while I wanted to scream. One of the times they took one of the girls and they put a blanket over her and handcuffed her, and they beat her up into pieces. And when she came back, she was shaking and crying, and I couldn't even hug her because I wasn't allowed to. And I felt like her mother.
Then I saw all of the crowd of the people, children, men. This was the most terrifying thing out of all of this event for me. To see how many people celebrating Israel